Good morning and welcome back to BIFA TV, your daily dose of industry information. BIFA continues to receive a number of member inquiries relating to EORI numbers, where other traders have fraudulently used them. Here to share his advice with members is Pawel Jarza from BIFA's Policy and Compliance team. Good morning, Pawel.
Morning, yeah.
So we've touched on this subject before. Can we remind our members, please, what they should be aware of in relation to EORI numbers?
Shall I say it's complicated? It kind of is and kind of isn't. If your EORI is used without your consent, you obviously should know that and you should report that. And we obviously hear from members whose EORIs were used without their consent, usually in error, I have to say that. In most cases, that is an error. But from a customs agent's perspective, if a customs agent's EORI number is used on a customs declaration and they are still declared as a customs intermediary, that may potentially put them in the way of harm because HMRC or other authorities may potentially view them as the actual declarant. You know, they come to that customs agent, they ask for proof of empowerment, proof of instructions, and they find nothing. And the same goes in a way for a customs agent, for a BIFA member who uses an EORI in error, I would imagine, in most cases, again, because if they use that incorrectly, the same can happen to them. I come to you as a customs officer, I ask for all the paperwork, supporting paperwork for this particular customs declaration because you used that particular EORI, and you suddenly realise that, well, you haven't got anything because you used that EORI in error. Yeah. So that's one thing. So you just sort of, that basic compliance is really, really key because you think about it, it's only a wrong EORI, I'm going to send a letter to someone somewhere in Belfast and they will do this for me. They will do this for you, but only if you report it, only if you actually spot it. Which means you probably need to have some sort of a system, compliance, monitoring mechanism, and so on and so forth. So it's really, really, really important. The other thing is obviously what we hear from importers and exporters where their EORIs were used incorrectly. And again, in most cases, these would be genuine errors. On occasion, however, there is fraud involved in that. And we talk quite a lot about fraud on a regular basis, basically. So fraudulent use of EORI is a serious thing because that may, again, potentially lead to financial consequences. So the important thing is monitor the use of your EORI. If there is an issue, make sure that you report it to the authorities. And maybe just very briefly, Nat, we hear from HMRC that BIFA members sometimes complain about an unauthorised use of EORI. But they don't seem to be getting a lot of inquiries about it from the actual industry. So I think we need to report it more and more and more, because if we see it as an issue, then obviously we need to make sure that others see it as an issue as well. Sure.
So can we touch on the advice then that HMRC has provided to us? What have they provided to us for our members?
I think what we could see on the screen is there is a website dedicated to reporting incorrectly used and fraudulently used EORI numbers. We've done a video, as you said, already on that. I know we've sent out emails to our members advising them of that. So if you feel that something's not right about your EORI, in the sense you see that it was used by someone incorrectly without your consent, make sure you report it. And at the same time, if you used somebody's EORI number without their consent, usually in error, make sure you report it. Make sure you get your customs declarations in particular in order, because, and again, it may have consequences.
Sure. So that's the advice from HMRC. What advice do we have as BIFA for our own members on this?
Just be aware of that because, you know, use of a EORI number is a compliance issue. And we always say that. Making sure that you're a compliant business means that you protect your revenue, in effect. You obviously protect your reputation. And this is... That's how you should sort of approach that. So make sure you are aware of that. Make sure you know what to do. If you want to speak to us, please let us know. But reporting is key, I think. That's the most important thing that you can do today.
Absolutely. Pawel, thanks for joining us and thanks for your update this morning.
Thank you, Nat.
For further information on this topic, please visit the useful links that are in the description below. That's all for today's episode of BIFA TV, your daily dose of industry information.